have it?
These are safe questions. Okay. How did it feel to return to a galaxy far, far away?
Of course, when we did the first one, no one cared.
They care now.
Yeah. I'm so nervous that I'm going to leak something. You know, I don't even know if I'm allowed to tell people I'm in the movie.
Don't worry, I think they know that. And so what is the one thing you're looking forward to the most after December 18th?
Well, the new cast members are just incredible. We went to the table read, and they're all so different. You know, they bring such different things to the table.
Right.
Adam and Oscar, and John and Daisy. I mean, they're just really, really talented actors, and they're so different and so diverse.
Yeah.
You know, people said, well, did they ask you for advice? I said, are you kidding? I should ask them for advice.
Well, now I have questions about TFA, as we're calling it right now, that are safe questions. Safe questions, okay? Nothing that will get any of us in trouble.
Force Awakens. I see.
Force Awakens.
That's the short.
That's your little hashtag.
The full title was The Force Awakens in a Kansas farmhouse, only to discover it was all a dream.
That's a little long. That's harder to get in that scroll there.
No, when I read the title, first of all, I said, is this real? You have to, you know, confirm that it's actually true, because I heard about it like you did on the internet.
Is that right?
Yeah. But I went to the website to make sure it was really the title, and that joke occurred to me, and so I tweeted it out. And I said, oh, I hope I got to that joke first.
I remember that tweet. But so now, on Thursday, we all saw it. Had you seen it, you know, like the night before? Carrie had mentioned that she saw it the night before. Was that how?
Well, we asked. I was cleared to tell you that last week I went into Bad Robot and recorded the voiceover. Now, what I said to JJ, because the voiceover that I did for a teaser, it's called. I said that it's pulled dialogue, I think from Jedi. But I re-recorded it, and I said, which did you use? Because I couldn't really tell. He said, you know, he's like George. He loves to play, tinker around and play with things. He said, oh, I used both. We used the original track, and then we used the one you recorded last week as reverb, because there's a slight delay. So the delay is the new lines I recorded. And the recording session was interesting because they should have printed the outtakes. Yeah. It was, the Force is strong in my family. I have it. My father had it. I mean, has it. My sister has it. My certified public accountant has it. That weird guy down the street that smells funny has it. That one-eyed raccoon that keeps getting into the trash cans has it. And you have that power too.
Yeah, we had a really good time. I was away for a long time because I stayed in the middle parts. Gary was there.
Yeah.
I don't think JJ was always glad to see me.
How can you not be? It was great to see you all up here yesterday, though. How many folks were here yesterday?
Is that where we are? We were here yesterday? This is the same. I get very confused.
This is the same spot, and that was a pretty magical moment for all of us. Was that pretty wild to get that reaction still after all this time, and to see this new stuff that we're all digesting?
I heard they've been like breaking it down on the internet, like what each frame means.
Yes.
So someone is going to have to explain it to me later. What does it mean?
Yeah, and which set of hands was your set of hands then? Was it the ones that were taken?
I have to look again. The most lovely set, JT and the older set.
No, not at all.
Vintage hands.
Well,
no, they keep calling us. What do they call us? No, what is that thing?
Well,
vintage digits. Legacy.
Classic.
We are the legacy players. Shine on August. There's something a little ominous and wilted about the legacy players, but no, we're going to bring that word to life.
We're bringing it back, man. Absolutely. Now, how do you deal with all these spoilers? You know, that everybody wants to know everything. What are your thoughts on that? How do you handle that?
I am so bad at that it had to keep me at home. Because I didn't understand how many things were spoilers.
Yeah.
I didn't understand initially how far afield it was not possible to get. If you whispered something about something to do with not Star Wars, but a cousin of Star Wars, and you were in Calgary, it would be on the internet, main stage by the,
And it's covered by a document saying clearly you're not there.
And they had contacted me from the beginning saying you gave up something that I said I wasn't allowed to say. No, I had told someone I would be away for 6 months. Now
That could have meant anything. That could have been anything.
So they told, and I haven't spoken to them since, I can't remember who it even was. So
It was probably.
I was told that was not, I couldn't figure out what we were supposed to tell about.
Maybe we should make up some now. We could make up a new one. And so Carrie, are you going to be going away anytime soon, or you can come up, think of something, and then we'll get the press going again.
Well, I told about Gary being BB-8's, stuck on it. That's how he hurt his tongue. He stepped on it when we were jumping to light speed. Not that we do that.
Yeah. You know what's great about that is that there's so much information there for you to speculate about. You know, the crash Star Destroyer. I didn't even notice the crash X-Wing, even when I was. Because JJ showed it to me on a small screen, and then I went into the booth to record the lines. I didn't even notice that because it implies so much that's gone on since Jedi till now. And it's they don't call it a teaser for nothing. They want to.
My question is, Lando in the original trilogy doesn't arrive until the second film, and I was wondering if Kathleen Kennedy has called you for Episode 8 and. I really don't know.
So, encourage, when you all are walking down the halls and you see Kathleen Kennedy, encourage her. How much would you like?
Because people trick you. I was online today and the guy goes, well, by the way, do you have the same lightsaber in Episode 7 that you had in the last one? And I went, hey, wait a minute. Missed it by not much. So you almost got me. Okay, yeah.
Tell us about how you were first approached about doing the film. Did you get a phone call? Like Carrie got a phone call?
No. What happened was we were at some Star Wars event that George was at, and George Lucas asked us through his people to have lunch with him. And so I'm saying to Mary Lou, I said, what do you think, George? I mean, George asked me to lunch. There's something big going on. And I remember she said, maybe he's going to do another trilogy. And I laughed. Because George had told me specifically he wasn't doing anything after the prequels. He said, no, I don't want to rejoin those things in my 70s. And I said, no, I can get that, but I thought, well, even if they do another trilogy, it'll be about another generation, and I had a beginning, a middle, and then my story was finished. And so I said to her, I laughed, I said, oh, he told it for 20 or whatever long it was, for years and years and years, he's not going to do another trilogy. I said, you know what's happening is they're doing these things in 3D. He's probably going to ask us to do press for that.
Sure.
Or they're going to put it out in another variation, another box set. Look, even with the holiday special, put that on as an extra. said, look, it keeps us humble. It shows us that we're not infallible, that we stumble and make mistakes too. I mean, it's just, it's a fun thing. So no, anyway, so he said, let's have lunch. And when we went to have lunch, I knew something was really special because he disinvited my daughter, Chelsea. He said, Chelsea can go have lunch with my daughter, and it's just going to be Carrie and my wife and George, and that's all. And so, and you know how George, he's just so, basically, I'm moving on, and I'm going to be meeting Lucasfilm, and Captain Kennedy's going to be taking over, and we're thinking we're going to do another trilogy, and if you don't want to be in it, we won't recast, you know, we'll write you out of it. So it's like, I'm giving this poker face, but inside I'm going, what? That's how I knew I was a good actor, because on the outside I was completely classy. And Carrie went, I'm in! I couldn't say yes or no, but what was really interesting was later I thought, it's not like a choice, it's like I was drafted. Can you imagine if for some reason I said, I don't think I want to do it? I would have all of you surrounding my house like villagers. Instead of torches. I'd sort of be like the most hated person in fandom. Oh, you're too cool for school. You don't want to come back and do Episode VII. That reminds me of The Simpsons episode. So, you know, yes, I want to talk about the Star Wars, but I'm here to talk about Sprint.
I do have some safe questions for The Force Awakens that will not get you or I in trouble. But I do actually wonder, and I know all of us would wonder, what were your thoughts about this trailer that we all just got to see yesterday? When you first saw it, did you think, wow, this is, because I mean, there's so much ground that is covered.
I'm seeing it just like you guys.
Okay.
It's not like I'm hanging around on the set watching them run around and go, come here!
Exactly. But did you just see it yesterday when we saw it, or had you seen it just a little before that?
Oh yes, was I allowed to tell you?
Can now.
I saw it the night before at a restaurant. No, we showed it at dinner, and we each had to look at it, and I'll probably get in trouble for this. Please don't tell anyone. We were shown it at, with a computer, and I was the last one to see it, and I had to wear...
Yeah, the headphones, yeah.
Idiotic earphone thing. It was idiotic because I pointed out to them that I was wearing the earphones to watch them. Anyway, and that's all. That's what we did see it. I don't think I've divulged anything.
No, what were your reactions? Do you think, wow, this looks pretty good, I want to see this?
I always think that whatever it is, I'm not doing it right.
Oh,
isn't that sad? Well, I was brought up, you know, I was a neglected child.
Yes.
And very, very sad child.
I was actually, that's actually going to go
right into the great. I don't see any of that stuff either, though.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then good. So you're in the dark like us, and I think that's probably the best. But
I think they keep me away from stuff because they, you know that I have an inadvertently big mouth, and it's represented here also.
Well, see, now here's the thing that I love, is that this film is the first of the Star Wars films that's actually in the hands of someone who grew out of fandom, see? So he feels the way you feel in terms of wanting practical effects, real sets.
JJ Abrams, how was it working with him then? Was this the first time you two had worked together?
Yeah. Well, he's just really, I was a little suspicious, because wait, is that a Star Trek guy? Listen, I like Star Trek. I mean, I'm friends with Brent Spiner, and there's no rivalry whatsoever. But it just seems odd, and not that I was predisposed to dislike him. I was just sort of cautious about it. But he's really a personal guy. He's really easy to talk to. He's very inclusive in terms of listening to your ideas, and instead of being adamant, it's got to be this way. So I mean, he's lovable. I mean, what can I say? You know, and I like that he's diminutive. You know, because the bully side of me, I have the urge to get him into a headlock and give him the nibbles.
One day, I got a phone call from Lucasfilm, and I was expecting a phone call from somebody like Lynn Hale, you know, been there for a lot of years. And the phone rang, and this female voice said something, and I carried on a conversation for about, or a monologue for about 20, 30 seconds, until I said, I'm sorry, who did you say you are? And this voice said, I'm Kathy Kennedy. I'm the producer of the new Star Wars movies, and just wondering if it would be okay if JJ Abrams gave you a call? How would you feel? I said yes. And we talked a lot, and it was very interesting because I came out of the sound studios doing things like Lego and Clone Wars. And suddenly, and the sound studio is nothing, it's just a little box with, you know, microphones. And suddenly I go onto the set at Pinewood, and I'm absolutely blown away. First of all, there's sets at all. Oh yeah, this is not, who do people think this is? Anyway, the back of the hair is me. That's you. Do you want me? Yeah, that's me there. And Mark's looking a bit grumpy, can you see? Yeah. This was the read-through. Oh, that's good. That's all that is. That's really good. So, but once we got out of there and we walked around the set, it was the real Star Wars. It felt absolutely like going back however many years it was since Jedi. When was Jedi? 83. Okay. So it was big. You know what? Can I? I was kidding when I said I couldn't tell you anything about Star Wars, the next one? Yeah. What's it called? Force Awakens. The Force Awakens.